She's on. I'm just gonna have a chat with you. Why not? Sit here. Intimate. It's currently 7:22 on Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023. And I'm just here. To start this rant off, let's discuss people who don't wear their shoes in the movie theater. It's one thing to take off your shoes and your socks are still on. But it's a completely other thing to not only take off your shoes, but also your socks. So your bare fucking feet are out in public view. Absolutely disgusting. This has happened on multiple occasions. Most recently, we went to go see Blue Beetle. To my left sits a woman, probably in her 30s, and her son. Okay. To Andrew's right is a man. He comes in, he sits down, he's by himself. I don't judge. I've been to the movies several times by myself, especially before I had, a man to go with. I was always going by myself because usually I was interested in things that other people weren't. I don't know. Blah, 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 whatever. I don't think anything of it. The theater's filling up. This is Regal VIP, by the way. VIP doesn't really mean that much. It just means reclining seats, okay? So we're already in a different experience than a normal theater. And that means shit's about to go down. People feel more comfortable because their feet are up. And the problem is they feel so comfortable and empowered to treat this auditorium as if it's their living room, and that's absolutely unacceptable. I look over, movies has already started. I look over and there he is. Feet fully out, touching the recliner, bare, raw. And I'm just like, sir, what are you thinking? What really went through your head that said, yeah, this is the right idea? Yeah. Because I would never, ever, ever do that. Ever. I don't think I've ever even slipped a toe out on an airplane, because that's disgusting as well. I was gonna say, maybe I was wearing sandals one time and I took my feet out of my sandals, put it over the top. But I don't think I've ever worn sandals to an airport, an airplane, nothing of the sort. Maybe on a bus, let's say, on a bus. I might have taken my sweet, cute little piggies out of my sandals and put them on top of the sandal, not on the bare floor, and not where everyone can see them, just in my own private cubicle. That's acceptable. But to sit here in public view, everyone can see you. The aisles are wide in the reclining theaters. But then I go onto Reddit and I read that this is actually becoming a common occurrence post-pandemic. People are coming back to the theaters, which is fabulous. But they're coming back to the theaters in a way I didn't expect. So PSA, don't treat a movie theater like it's your living room. It's still a public space. You can still be arrested for public indecency. Please come get this man. His feet are fucking out. No shirt, no shoes, no service, as they say. Anyways, I think it's unacceptable and it should be illegal. It should be an arrestable offense. It's just people are getting too brazen and bold after the pandemic. They think anything really goes in public because people are so grateful to be out again. Listen, I don't want to stay home and watch a movie on my TV, but I will if I don't have to sit next to motherfucking hogs out next to me. Very distracting. Andrew said he had to glance over multiple times because of the movement and the noise and the smell. It's too much. This is not Blue Beetle Odorama. Okay, it's not Odorama Remix. I didn't come here for 40X. I didn't pay that up charge, girl. to get this experience that I did not sign up for. So take your fucking piggies and take them all the way back home. One piggy went to market. All those piggies need to go home. Because that's disgusting. Those are my thoughts on that. I also need to speak about The Godfather relatively quickly, because I only have a few thoughts. I liked the joke in Barbie, where she was like, oh my god, I've never seen The Godfather. And the guy was like, are you kidding me? Sit the fuck down right now. Let's analyze every shot, every frame. So I thought to myself, you know what? I actually haven't seen The Godfather the entire way through. Because every time I see the runtime, I think, ain't nobody got time for that. Most definitely not me. I sat down, started watching it. I don't know, maybe it's just all of Act 1. I was going to say the first 20 to 30 minutes, but it seems like it was even longer than that. That felt like a fever dream. I don't know what kind of drug I felt like I was on, but it was a lot. We were basically just flies on the wall of this man's personal meetings. I get that it was, the culture of the mafia and all that, but taking all these meetings on your daughter's wedding day, that's a lot. It wasn't even exciting. And I know that he's a legend, so all you fucking film bros out there, don't come and hang me for my next comments. But the voice that Marlon puts on for this performance, it's camp. It's camp. It's unserious. He played us all. He played us all making us think that it was a top tier acting performance, which, to some it is. But he went out there with an accent and a dream. And that is what we got. We got Don Corleone. Another problem I have with it, besides it being very, very slow, there's not much action. When I assumed it was going to give us, I don't know, John Wick levels of mafia moments. To preface this, I watched the show The Offer. And it's a miniseries about how they got permission from the actual mafia to make The Godfather, which is such a crazy story. And to be honest, it's more interesting than The Godfather. Oh God, please, do not hang me for this. Don't hang me for this. But art is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm beholding it, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Okay? That doesn't mean you can't like it. Okay? You can be upset at me. I don't care. I'm just letting you know my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions. And I felt like Marlon Brando was being camp, and that the story is a little bit of a snooze fest. Is it revolutionary for its time? Absolutely. Did it change the filmmaking industry? Absolutely. Is Francis Ford Coppola an icon, a legend, a talent? Absolutely. I'm not saying any of that. None of that can be disputed. It's a classic. Some call it one of the best films of all time. Now, for that title to precede my viewing made me feel very conflicted when it ended. It's a very long movie. I don't remember how long, and I'm not going to look it up, but it's hours long. And I've seen Endgame, okay? A bitch can sit in a seat. But I couldn't wait for it to be over. I'm sorry. But I'm not really sorry, that's my opinion. Next point. Sonny, played by James Caan, the father from Elf, the star of Thief. An iconic actor. He is coming to rescue his sister, who is being abused by her husband physically. That was a good scene. It was very hard to watch, where he's just throwing her around the whole apartment. Sonny is racing in his car, and he stops at a toll. A fucking toll. In the middle of wherever they live. Just bizarre. He stops at a toll, and it's basically a drive-by. He gets fucking shot up by the rival gang. The organization was supposed to go to him. He was supposed to be the next leader of the Corleone family. And now he's fucking dead. So I'm thinking to myself, they spent all this time setting this man up, saying, Al Pacino, you can wait over there. You can wait over there because you're the youngest. You're not getting the reins anytime soon. So then I'm thinking, okay, I don't know where this is going. But for some reason, I just have a feeling he's in the second one. I'm like, how is that possible? Haven't seen the second one. Don't really want to see it. Probably will see it because it's necessary viewing, I understand. And I look on the IMDb, and the IMDb is telling me that James Caan is in part 2. So now we get a twist in the narrative. He's not actually dead. Interesting. But we follow Al Pacino's character for the rest of the movie. And the most interesting thing of the whole damn thing, obviously, was when he's sitting across the table from the head of the rival gang, and he shoots him right in the head. Then he shoots the henchman, too. Walks out like, no biggie. Nothing even happened. And now he's going to become the head of the family, obviously because his brother was killed, and he just proved himself because he eliminated the competition. But then the rest of the movie is downhill from there. His woman gets killed in Italy, which I knew was coming, because I know movie history. I feel like I'm living on another planet. I'm living in another realm, another universe. How am I one of the only people not seeing what everyone else is seeing? I'm not getting it. I know it's from the 1970s, and there's been many movies that have come out since then that probably wouldn't exist without it. So maybe I just have a skewed idea, and I'm thinking I'm crazy for thinking this. So I go on Letterboxd, which is not always a good idea. And I click on reviews, and I start reading things. Most people love it. What a surprise. I do see a few that can see my point of view, but I'm still thinking, what am I missing here? There's a missing piece. This is not the first time that this has happened this year. The other time this happened is with Past Lives. Indie movie. Came out this year, Greta Lee. It's Celine Song's directorial debut. Heard really good things about it, especially coming out of Sundance. I wasn't there, but I wish I was. So I go on a day, a Saturday, double feature day, to see that and then Asteroid City. And about halfway through the movie, I'm thinking to myself, are they watching a different movie? I'm genuinely confused. Slow as hell. Another slow one. And don't twist my words. It's not that I don't like a slow movie. I don't mind a slow movie. I like Michael Haneke films. Funny Games. What's the other one that I watched? Cachet. Very slow films. But it's a slow burn. There are things to look at. There are things to take in, to consume, to analyze. And Past Lives was not doing it for me. And I saw people that I follow on Twitter, trusted voices in film, critics and, whatever, film bros and sisses and people, saying that it was one of their favorite films of the year. Of the year. We're in August, people. We're almost done. Granted, there are a few good films that are set to release in the fall, if these fucking studios don't push them back because they just can't let slip some of their millions of fucking dollars and give it to the people, like writers and actors, who deserve it. But that's another topic for another day. But we're in August and you're telling me that's one of the best movies of the year? No. So on my Letterboxd, I put it as watched, because I watched it, but I didn't give it a rating. No. One, I don't think I can give it an appropriate rating, because I don't like it. So it's just going to be probably a 2. Although I did like the very last scene. The very last scene of the movie is the one that I liked the most. That's incorrect. That's not what a movie should be. Secondly, I don't want to get read to filth by all these avatars on Letterboxd, these fake bitches on there, telling me that I'm wrong. Because in my head, I'm not. And that's what matters. Alright? Right. So anyways, let's go on The Godfather Letterboxd. It was released in 1972. Many, many years ago. And I'll do the math for you right now because that helps me put things into perspective. But it was 51 years ago. 51 years ago, so it was a long time. First of all the people that I follow, basically all except for one, gave it 5 stars. 10s across the board. So already, even my people are not going to like what I have to say about it. It's fine. Let's read some of these reviews. It's got 104,000 reviews, which is no surprise. I don't trust anyone who dislikes this movie. Fine, don't trust me. I don't trust you, I don't know you. Your profile picture is a red star on a green background. Who are you? I said it once and I'll say it again. 70s Al Pacino can, get it. Okay, Calvin, I agree. He did look like a nice hunk of meat. Alright. He took care of business. That was hot. But at the same time, Al Pacino's an old man now. So we ain't going back in time. From Karsten, one of my favorites. I was so ready to say this was overhyped, but nope. It's as good as everyone says it is. On to part 2. Karsten. We usually agree, my man, but not today. And I know that a lot of reviews on Letterboxd are very unserious, okay? So, relax. But at the same time, I want to hear what other people say. I think you get kicked off Letterboxd if you don't give it 5 stars. I don't think I even rated it, because I'm not trying to get kicked off. A lot of people thirsting for Al Pacino. Listen, people, you can't give a film 5 stars just because one of the stars in it is fucking hot. Alright? Because if that were the case, every movie Zac Efron was in would be 5 stars. And is Baywatch 5 stars? Absolutely fucking not. Not to mention the unhealthy routine he had to go through to get that fake-ass body. Let's see what else is on here. Oh, one person said, I give it 1 star to avoid death threats, but I really want to rate this lower because I just don't like it. Okay, relax. I don't think it was less than 1 star. It's still, a solid movie. It's just not what everyone thinks it. I'm like, was everyone hypnotized watching this movie? And for some reason, it just didn't take with me, so I just don't like it? I don't know. So this person said, I just don't like it, and before you rip my head off and scream endlessly in my dead ear about how amazing this movie is, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in church, and the minister up front is droning on in a monotone fashion, talking about biblical side character people and stories that you have absolutely no interest in because they don't relate to you at all? You're looking for anything to attract your attention so you don't have to listen to the endless talking, but everything in the building is wood-based and in various shades of brown and tan. The congregation is all apparently interested and barely moving or blinking as they sit and stare and listen intently as you start fantasizing about sliding down to the floor and crawling slowly for an exit and hoping no one would notice. But you can't. And the sermon is 3 hours long, and there's 3 sermons in total, and each of them are the same and just as long. And your ass is aching because who the hell wants to sit and listen to some guys talking for 3 hours? I could be out enjoying God's creations, but instead I'm in a church listening to a dry rendering of a 2,000-year-old story, and if I just get up and say I don't enjoy this, everyone will look down on me and think I'm not a good person. That is what this movie is to me. I give it 1 star to avoid death threats, but I really want to rate this lower because I just don't like it. The only movie that's taken me 4 attempts to make it through the entire movie without falling asleep. Wow. A lot of thoughts, very thoughtful. It's got 918 likes, so I don't know if those are likes because they agree with the person, or because they think it's funny, or because they're hate liking it because they certainly don't agree with it. I don't know what the case is, but I think they summed it up quite well. I think it was a bit more interesting than a boring old sermon. I don't know what else to say. It's just how I feel. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Probably not. Why would I? Why would I put myself through that? I thought after I finished it, like, did I just not understand something? So, I went into that endless scroll of watching videos, analyzing certain things, and blah, blah, blah. Even that was boring me, and that's rare. Because I like an analysis. I like a breakdown. I like a deep dive. But even after that, I was like, no, I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss it. I just didn't like it. National Cinema Days on Sunday. $4 movies. Absolutely not going to be there. There's going to be a bunch of fucking losers in there. And by losers, I mean these little tweens that get a group together, sit in a theater, throw popcorn at the screen, record videos on Snapchat, full flash on of the screen. That's illegal. By the way, that's piracy. Probably shoes off, yelling, having full conversations. That's what I mean by losers. I definitely don't want to be seeing a movie with those types of people. Absolutely disgusting. Even the baby that sat in last year's Jurassic World 3 Dominion was quieter than those freaks that I'm not having it. And you know what? We were at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem a couple of weeks ago, and there was a kid sitting in the row in front of us to the left, down to the left, thank God, because if he was sitting directly in front of me, we would have had an issue. Pulled out a full tablet. A tablet. During the movie. I'm not talking about during trailers, during end credits, during the movie. Luckily, he was too far away for me to see what the fuck he was looking up, or what he was doing. Probably playing fucking Minecraft or something. You telling me you have the gall to whip out a tablet? During a kid's movie, it's already 90 minutes. It's pretty short, and it's, vying for your attention. It's designed to keep people's interest, to keep children's interest in particular. So it's clearly not hitting its target audience, because this kid down here is with a tablet. And I'm not talking, this wasn't a child, this was a teen, okay, approaching 18. Not a child that needed an iPad to watch Cocomelon. No. I'm talking about a grown person. Grown enough to know public and professional manners, which they did not have. Up here like this. He was like this. I'm not kidding. Whew. Instinctually maybe want to go. But I'm not a violent person. I wouldn't put my hands on another person unless it was necessary. But I'm also not afraid to report a bitch to the manager for ruining my experience. Because I've done that once already this year, and I'm not ashamed. Okay? I'm not a fucking Karen. I know the line. I'm not going to complain if there's a little bit of noise, there's some children making a little bit of racket, as long as it doesn't last through the whole movie. I've got a threshold, but if you pass that, we have a problem. Let me tell you a short story about that. It's my birthday month, January. Andrew and I pop into a theater that we don't normally go to because it's the only one that's showing it in this area. We're coming to see I Want to Dance with Somebody. Oh yes, the Whitney Houston biopic. Wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but gotta say, very well done. Very well done. Naomi, fantastic job. While the previews are playing, and Maria Menounos, I hear a cackle of women in the back here. Middle age. It was the 80s when Whitney was big. They love Whitney. You can tell there's a love there. They didn't come here to hate on this film. But they start pouring up wine. And they'd already been drinking. I could smell it in the air. They poured up wine fully in the theater. And I thought, oh, this little theater is not well staffed enough to handle this situation. They're never going to notice this in a million years unless I say something. But there's no disruption at this point. Everything's fine. Throughout the movie, continually getting interrupted by full-on chatting, reacting to things on the screen, loudly, vocally, things that you should keep in your head, saying them out loud. 2 shots of vodka, pouring up fucking wine in their cup. And about halfway through, I said I've had it. And I also had to pee, so convenient. One bird. Wait, what's the phrase? One stone, 2 birds. 2 birds with 1 stone. Something like that. Fuck. So I go pee. Still thinking this over because I don't want to be that bitch, but I'm gonna be that bitch. Because 1, it's my birthday. 2, it's Whitney Houston. And 3, no one interrupts my movie-going experience. This is serious. I go up to the manager, maybe even younger than me, who knows. Say, hello, Ryan. We have a problem. In Theater 4. I don't want to be that bitch, but I'm gonna be that bitch. And there's nothing going on. The lobby's dead. All the employees are gathered around, chatting about something, so they're all gonna hear the tea. Explain the situation. I say there's some drunkards in Auditorium 4. The one that's playing I Want to Dance with Somebody. They're being very disruptive, ruining my movie-going experience. I don't want a refund. I don't want a replacement. I don't want to walk out because I want to finish this film. I want them to zip it. Either they stop or they leave. Because I know Whitney was rolling in her grave in that moment. She's like, you're not taking my life story seriously? I'm disgusted. You want to sing along with the songs? That's one thing. It's fine. But you want to sit over there and fucking cackle when Whitney and Robin are having a lesbian moment with her pastor father? You want to make this a joke? It wasn't a joke in real life, I'll tell you that, honey. Needless to say, Ryan took care of it. And those middle-aged women shut the hell up. And the movie was over, and I was that bitch, and I clapped fucking scream. And I don't care if they knew it was me or not. I don't give a fuck, because I was about to stand up and tell them myself to zip it. I shushed these bitches. I shushed grown women 3 times. 1, 2, 3, strike, you're out. I don't shush. It's disrespectful. But I'll shush when I need to. And I've found recently I've had to do that quite a bit in movie theaters because people just don't get it. You think I want to go up to someone who's making maybe a little bit above minimum wage and tell them to do one of the most undesirable tasks of their job? No. Will I do it to preserve my movie-going experience? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've been talking for quite a bit now, so I think I'm done. National Cinema Day is a marketing ploy to get people out to theaters so the theaters can make money on their $9 popcorns and their $7 candies that you can get at fucking Dollar Tree. Oh yes, get those Skittles elsewhere, hon. But you know what I'm willing to pay for? That icy. I'm willing to pay for that icy. I'm willing to pay for those cheese fries too. Because if I've got a craving, I'm going to purchase it. I don't mind spending money at the movies. I don't. But don't give me that crinkly, soggy ass popcorn and tell me it's going to be $9 for that. No. I'm an unlimited member. Unlimited. Scan it. Free. That's what I expect. And I'm certainly not going to the movies when tickets are $4. No. I'm glad they're making movies more accessible to more people. But ultimately, they're not doing it for people. They're doing it for themselves. The corporation of it all. And I'm not going to contribute to that. Absolutely not. Especially when a lot of kids are not back in school. So I'm not interested in being around anybody below 18. Below 21. So to sum it up, don't take off your fucking shoes in the movie theater. I will not be attending National Cinema Day, but I will be celebrating in solidarity. And finally, I didn't like The Godfather. It's my opinion. You can have yours. That's it. Let's talk soon. Mahalo for watching. Bye.